I'm Linda Cuisine, and I'm 62 years young.
Hi, I'm Jill Kirkwood, and I'm 59 years young.
And we are the Sixties Chicks. Thank you so much for tuning in to our show today and other days.
And other days, and in the future.
Yes, especially in the future.
Yeah, and please subscribe if you get a chance. We would appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Greatly.
So Jill and I come at you with health, beauty, wellness, lifestyle,
fitness,
nutrition.
Yeah.
We are just a wealth of information for women and men of a certain age.
Absolutely.
And today it's something a little different, right, Jill?
It is, Linda. So what are we doing today?
Well, today is going to be a little bit of a Linda rant. In that we are going to be talking about ageism.
It's a big topic, for sure.
And the reason I am bringing this up is I got my AARP bulletin in the mail a couple weeks ago. This is a September issue. And Jill and I have been talking about this for a while because I had a very poor experience when I tried to get a job about 3 or 4 years ago at a very well-known beauty supply company. I won't say the name, a store, to just get a minimum wage paying job, and I'll go into that in a minute. But the article in AARP says ageism, alive and well in advertising. And
truly, the
sad fact is, Jill, that people 55 and older control 70% of the personal wealth in the United States.
That is astounding.
Isn't it amazing? And yet, advertisers are not advertising to us.
Agreed.
They're patronizing, they show contempt, they almost make caricatures of women and men of a certain age.
Right.
And that the reason Jill and I originally started this channel, and I maybe spoke about it in a previous episode, was after I had turned 60, I was actually house sitting here for Jill, which is where we are filming today in her kitchen, and going through a divorce, and went on YouTube to find kind of, new makeup and ideas to just kind of freshen up my look. And I could not find anything. Remember, Jill, I told you, for women over 60. Now, there was still a lot for 40-year-olds, some for 50-year-olds, and almost nothing for women at 60 and older. And that's when I was house sitting for Jill, and I had reached out and said, what do you think about doing something called Sixties Chicks? Now, Jill is younger than I am, so she's not yet 60. Yes, she is. But she's in her 50s. That means, though, she was born in the 60s. And that was my play on the words, the Sixties Chicks, because I'm in my 60s. Jill was born in the 60s.
Right.
And we just wanted to show we do matter. There is still so much life ahead of us.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we want to be the cheerleaders going forward. It's not over.
It is not over.
Take another breath. Let's get up and go.
Yes, and we are not what I say. I'm not your grandma's old lady. My grandma, bless her heart, at 40, I remember she looked. I mean, she had dentures. I think it was sadly.
And they wore those black stockings pushed down around there.
Hers were black. I think they were nude, but yes, But we are trying to just let us all have the conversation that we have so much life in us.
Absolutely.
And that's why we are going to be talking about ageism, not only in advertising, but just, actually in everyday
general,
life.
as an ism. It's the same as racism. If somebody is judging you based on your race, your religion, your age, it's all an ism, and it shouldn't be tolerated.
No.
So there should be more inclusivity. And so, Linda, what else do you have? What was in that article?
I think maybe before I go to the article, I'll talk about my personal experience.
Yes,
so what had happened is I was an interior designer for many years, and in 2008, when the market crashed, my income went from, making a really nice amount of money to not being able to barely make a dime, because every place that I had worked wound up going out of business. And so then about 4 years ago, I needed to get a job and kind of reinvent myself. And I'm a former makeup artist. I was an account coordinator for Guerlain Cosmetics and for Parfums International for 7 years. So I worked right underneath the account executive. So I am trained as a makeup artist, not theatrically, but for Bloomingdale's and Saks and Macy's within the line of Guerlain Cosmetics. And so I had gone into this beauty supply, PB Beauty Supply, And it said that they were hiring. And I went home, I filled out the application, I submitted it, I didn't hear anything. I went back to the store, they still had the big sign. I asked the manager, some 20-year-old gal, were they hiring? She said yes, and I applied again, didn't hear. I literally went back to the store, and this is a minimum wage job.
Right,
this is not some, high finance profile makeup artist job. Went back to the store, and the two gals were there. And I said, are you hiring? And they said yes. And I said, well, I've applied twice, and I gave my credentials. I was a makeup artist, blah, blah. Do you know that the one gal literally rolled her eyes and went like...
It's shocking and it's horrifying.
Yes. And this is a store, a retail location that is not catering to teenagers. So I don't know why they would think that they want the face of their employees to be a teenager.
Right.
I mean, the products are they're not teenage products is my point.
Right. Well, and also you would contribute to the woman who's more mature coming in to give her advice on makeup. We don't want our makeup looking like a 20-year-old, right, at this age. So, and I think that is going forward. It's a global embracing of all ages, and that there is no judgment or harsh treatment of, and that's just appalling. Did you ever write them?
No, and I should have, and so instead here I am on YouTube ranting.
You should still write them.
I really should.
Yeah.
I really should, because no one should be treated that way.
No.
And I think what happened is they probably saw what year I graduated from the Fashion Institute and could clearly do the math. And I almost wanted to send a picture and say, no, this is what I look like. I am not some old lady. Yes, it says I'm 60 years old, but no, I am not an old lady.
Every decade.
Darn it.
But every decade we live, we are contributing something, and we're growing wiser, not older, right? We're growing bolder, not older.
Oh, I like that.
And yes. So I think that we just need inclusivity of all ages. Even our age group sometimes are like, those millennials, but there are some beautiful millennials who are contributing profoundly to our society. So it's just an inclusivity across the age ranges and decades. And
absolutely.
Even in my industry, in the health and fitness, you have adorable 20-some-odd-year-olds and early 30s who are out there as personal trainers and group fitness and health and nutrition and life coaching. But, there was one friend of mine, she said, I was at an event and one of the women's daughters came to me, and adorable, and she handed me her business card, and she's 20, and she said, hi, I'm a life coach if you ever need my help. And I'm thinking, she's just blossomed out of her baby body.
Yes.
She's not even turned 21 where she can drink, and she's a life coach. And I think that she can contribute to her peers. But it was adorable. But I think that, even with trainers or fitness people, they don't know what it's like to be in bodies that are 50 and older and have experienced maybe injuries catching up or some arthritis. And not that they aren't trained, but when you have somebody who really is experienced, they can really dictate and tailor your program for you.
As well as they should.
Yeah,
you would know women and men's body of our age and could tailor, obviously, the exercises or the stretches to that.
Yeah,
so,
I think because, when you see classes and being in the industry, they just want to kill it. You go in for a group fitness class and it's killing it each time. And, that's oxidative damage too. It's aging to the body. And not that you can't kill it. I love working hard, but you got to work smarter and harder as you move on in life.
Well, that's how Jill and I originally met. I had taken one of her amazing yoga classes. Conversely, at the same gym, I had taken a core class. I literally cried. It was so horrible. I hated it. It was awful, so awful.
And it was probably good for some, but you got to find what works for you.
Not for this tired old body. Are you kidding me? It was awful. I just wanted.
Did you stay?
I stayed and I only did it the one time. I said I'm not going back.
Yeah.
That's there. I don't get this. No pain, no gain. Bull crap. It was killing me.
But even the workouts I do, they're going to be tough and hard, but they are smart. And the protecting your body and your joints.
Well, that's what I loved about your classes, that Jill literally says, if it's hurting, stop. And just listen to your body, and that's why she's an amazing instructor.
Thank you. But what else did AARP? I'm really curious.
Yeah, I'm going to read just a few things that.
And I never thought I'd be curious about AARP, but here we are.
I know. I gave up Cosmo years ago, and here I am with AARP. So. It's just saying that advertisers are so missing the mark by just targeting younger people when we are the majority of the buyers. So I liked this one here where it's talking about, it says advertising, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It said older people, so it says here, ads that exhibit ageism, older people as kooks. In Duracell's Beach and Bear in 2019, a silver-haired man is wandering around a beach with a metal detector. He says he'd rather have his battery having extra life than extra power. By the commercial's end, the caricatured old man can't even stand up. Perhaps it was meant to be funny, but it's mean, stereotypical, and ageist.
Yeah.
So he, advertisers are portraying us old silver-haired, and I would be all silver underneath this hair dye, as just these nutty, kooky, weird.
Right. And that's very hurtful, and it's not truthful. And we are aging better. As a whole, in our baby boomer generation and the generations coming behind, we're aging better.
We are, as a matter of fact, and not to toot my own horn, but most of my classmates that I'm friends with on Facebook say that I am better looking now than I was as a teenager.
That's good.
I think, and also I think it has a lot to do with just self-confidence and
I think we get to this
better.
But we get to an age too where we stop caring about those other surface things that we did in our 20s, and you're more comfortable in your skin, and that shows and that glows. Hey, that rhymed.
Yeah, you're just a rat today.
I'm on it today.
So I'm just going to say one last thing and then
please.
Kick it over to you. I want to give a shout out, as does this article, to McDonald's, who has a wonderful ad that shows older people and their wish to be productive. So they have created something that they call the McMaster's program.
Oh, cool.
And that's to hire older workers in their restaurants. And then they have an ad that features a real life McMaster's graduate.
Aww.
And they entitled the ad "The New Kid." And it's just, it's
I like that. Thank you.
Targeting wonderful demographics and showing that we can all be productive and add to society.
We have so much to contribute. And again, with that aging, we're more vital. We don't want to sit down in the rocking chair, and I've never knitted, so I don't want to. I love knitting. People who knit, I love your knit.
And I love that men knit now.
But it's just not me. Like, I want to get out and go for a hike, but also you contribute to society, and we're still vital. We want to make income. Retirement age has changed, right? So we still have a lot to contribute.
Yes,
but Linda, on the advertising, we still are combating, for women especially, when we open up magazines, even dedicated toward those of us who are 40 and over, 50 and older, you still have models who are 20 advertising eye cream. And that's not realistic.
That's ridiculous.
So, there's an article I have here. It's ageism is far more prevalent than you think, and here's how it really affects women. And they came up with this great kind of graph and percentage, what ageism looks like by the numbers. And it said most women don't feel that female aging is represented by the media. 61% do not feel represented by the media's images of women, which is true. 50% are annoyed by heavily airbrushed photos of women.
Yes.
And that backs up. We're not using filters. We have lights. Everybody uses lights.
Right.
Because
we have no filters.
And then
we have no filter coming out this side either.
No filter. Good point. We gotta just But some associate aging with negative effects on appearance and health, and 34% associate aging with gaining weight. 65% say their greatest anxiety about aging are health issues. So, it really says, but the reality is, and this is good, that many women feel positive about getting older. So 60% embrace their age, 61% believe they're beautiful at any age, and that's, again, we're more confident in our skin at this time.
I love that, and that's why we start every episode with stating our age.
Right.
So that
we own it.
We own it.
Love it.
And I am proud to be 62 and looking this way and embracing my health and beauty and fashion at a time when I'm a grandma of 6, so I could be one of those.
Amazing.
Yeah, I
really
could be one of those people sitting in the rocker knitting if I was ambidextrous enough to knit. But
You know, being 59, I mean, it is a little freaky, I must admit. Like, time flies. And that I'll be 60 next year is freaky, and we'll have a big party.
Yes, we will.
I'll be in the corner, like, curled up in a ball.
No, you won't.
No,
You
I
will be
won't. I'll be
embracing.
dancing and embracing. But I think, again, I'm so grateful as well to have made it to this time, this decade, and the next decade coming up. Feeling great. I have zero arthritis, but again, we've been proactive in our aging. I was really fortunate to have parents who said, you know, think in the long term what you're putting in your
That's
mouth,
great.
right? So, but you know, there is this, it's, boomers, they say, and I've had some kids go, "Oh, you boomers," and I don't know. It was
I know
kind of like,
my 7-year-old granddaughter the other day called me a boomer. She did not know what
Did
it
she
meant.
get grounded?
Yeah.
Time out. So, but it said boomers are more likely to be kinder to themselves about their body image as they age and feel free to dress how they want. And I like that.
No,
you know?
embracing your individuality.
Like, why should you say, I remember someone saying, and this was a conversation we had when Linda invited me to do the 60s Chicks, where I was passionate. I was at a party and I was dressed, I was in my mid-50s and I was dressed in a mini skirt. It was winter, very sheer black hose and knee-high boots. And someone came up to me and said, "You do have a great body and we know you're in the fitness industry, but who do you think you are? You think you're 20 dressing like that?" And I'm like, hey, if I'm 90...
Did you bitch slap her?
Nah, I was being nice. Chicago Jill didn't come out. Zen Jill was there. But, you know, if I'm 90 and can wear a mini skirt, I'm going to.
My mom is 87 and wears mini skirts.
See? So
Yes.
people have this, they get stuck in that box of what it means to, like, you have to have short
Right.
hair when you get older. So all that is changing. But we really do need, what they say here, what's clear is that the narrative around aging needs to shift. 100%. 100%. And we are here to help with that, and we love your feedback on that. You know, so we just want to bring that conversation, and this will be a conversation again and frequently about aging, and that it is, we're growing more bold, we're not growing old,
Yes.
and we're having more fun, and it's, you know, really a gift that we are here and doing well.
Right.
So,
well, I had a motto when I was going through menopause, and my motto was, "I'm not getting older, I'm getting hotter." So it's kind of a play on words because of the hot flashes with menopause.
I get it. Yeah.
So, yes.
And that's the other thing is being playful. You know, there are some things that's like, geez, you know, you kind of go, now you look in the mirror every other week, you're like, what the hell is that, right? But you have to have a sense of humor and keep it light and be as proactive as you can. And, you know, it's
And
just,
have friends and conversations and
Absolutely.
love and
Yeah.
embrace, you know,
Yeah.
who you are and where we
Yes.
are at and where we have been.
Yes, I agree. I'm so
Yes.
grateful, honestly, so grateful. We have been there for each
Yes.
other through so much.
Yeah, we're
and
so lucky.
Very
And
lucky.
lucky to have you. So thank you so
We
much
are.
for
Thank
joining.
you.
And thank you for letting me rant and giving me the
Well, Linda,
sacred space
I still
to,
think you should write that letter.
I
to
should.
that
I should
local-
write that letter. Yeah, that wasn't very nice.
No, it wasn't. But
So
what do we say?
We say whine a little.
Wine a little and
laugh a lot. Until
Cheers.
next time.
Keep growing more bold.
Yes.
Bye.